Everybody. My topic this week is going to be the ethics of online reviews. The question becomes if online reviews are ethical, and with online reviews, they're becoming more and more important in the buying process. They determine a lot of the decisions to buy. So is it ethical to pay people to write a review, or for people to write their own reviews, or any of that, like endorsements? And the answer is no, because they're not 100% honest. They're biased, because reviews are meant to support good citizenship, the duty to tell the truth. They're meant to be honest and reflect virtue ethics, reflect good character. And if you're paying someone to write a review, if you're writing your own review, or if you're looking for endorsements by giving someone a product to try, it's not really honest, it's biased. An example of this is in the Amazon case. In 2004, the New York Times reported a glitch in the Canadian Amazon site that showed book reviewers were reviewing their own books in a good way and competitors in a negative. This really just represents egoism because it only supports the self and its needs. The problem is you can't really protect the consumer because you can't really regulate the freedom of speech. You can't prevent someone from saying something, and you certainly can't force them to not be anonymous, because people were anonymously doing this. That way they won't be able to track it. These views are deceptive and they have a hidden agenda. A solution to this is Amazon tries to place a little more value on trackable reviews, on showing people who have reviewed before, who aren't an author, who aren't a product maker, any of that. But you can still review things as anonymous or as somebody else, and there's nothing you can do to stop that. Another issue is paid reviews and the replacement for removal reviews. We see all the time that celebrities and Instagram posts that say, I was paid to try this product and review it, but that's not really honest. Sometimes it could be, there are rare cases where it is, but it automatically involves bias, therefore it's misleading, and it's unethical because it's not an honest, true, unbiased opinion. Also, when you send someone something to try and you pay them to do it, the vendor's going to supply you with the best version of that product, knowing it's going to be reviewed. So it's not an honest part of the project. The Huffington Post points out that when money is driving the force, the truth will be forgotten. So then there's also the idea of replacement reviews. So if you write a negative review because you tried a product and it didn't go very well, that a lot of times that vendor will contact you and say, if we send you a new one, and it works, will you remove your review? Now, granted, you don't have to do that, but still, that's another case of it's not honest. They aren't going to send you, they're going to send you the best version of their product that they can. They're going to make sure that it's good before they send it to you. And if you do remove that review, that's going to prevent users from seeing what could happen and really what does happen. You're preventing the user from seeing the whole picture of what it is. So in conclusion, reviews are meant to advocate for public interests. They're meant to be honest and show expertise and be fair and unbiased. So paying someone to do this, writing your own reviews, or doing the endorsements, or sending you a product and asking you to remove a negative review, it's not honest, it's not fair, it's exploiting expertise, and it's not advocating for the good of the public, like the code of ethics, the public relations code of ethics says to do. What it's doing is trying to promote the product and the self-interest of that business and the product, instead of the greater good of everyone who is going to spend money on that and use that. And these are my references.